Hello everyone, this is Dr. Pooja Dalal. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be talking about pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is also known as hypophysis. So pituitary gland is also known as hypophysis, very important for one marker. Second thing about pituitary gland is its location. So what is the location of pituitary gland? It is a small pea-sized gland just located below the midbrain, hanging from the base of hypothalamus. So basically it is a small pea-sized gland, smallest gland, pea-sized gland, pituitary gland. Again important for one marker. What is the location of pituitary gland? It hangs from the base of midbrain just below the hypothalamus. Hangs from the base of midbrain just below the hypothalamus. One mark me, it's very important. Third thing about pituitary gland is that it is known as master's gland. Pituitary gland is also known as master's gland. Again important for one marker, two markers. Sometimes they ask one marker, two marker. Give reasoning they ask for this. Why pituitary gland is known as master's gland? Pituitary gland is known as master's gland because it practically controls all other glands through trophic hormones. So they secrete a group of hormones which are known as trophic hormones. And these trophic hormones controls all other glands to secrete their secretions. Therefore, pituitary gland is known as master's gland. One mark. Why is pituitary gland known as master's gland? Second, who is known as master's gland? Pituitary gland. Who is masters of master gland? Hypothalamus. What is the location of pituitary gland? I have already discussed. So these are few important questions till now. I'll teach you simultaneously whatever is important. Third thing which is important is the hormones which are secreted by pituitary gland. So pituitary gland has two lobes, the posterior pituitary lobe and the anterior pituitary lobe. So this is the posterior pituitary lobe, this one, and this is the anterior pituitary lobe. There is an intermediate lobe, but it is non-functional in human beings, but it is functional in the lower animals. It is not functional in us. So I'll just discuss the two lobes, that is the anterior lobe and the posterior lobe. So let us discuss the hormones which are secreted by the anterior lobe of pituitary gland. First hormone is GH. What is GH? It is growth hormone. It is also known as somatotrophin or somatotrophic hormones. So these growth hormones, what is the function of these growth hormone? It is responsible for growth and development of a child during the childhood. Very important. What is the function? It is responsible for your normal growth and development during the childhood. Slight decrease of this growth hormone during the childhood. The decrease of this growth hormone during childhood leads to a condition which is known as dwarfism. So how to write dwarfism? You write dwarf and then you put a suffix ISM. An increase of this growth hormone during childhood leads to another condition, that is gigantism. So don't write giant here, it is gigantism, or you can pronounce it gigant. So and ISM. So it is gigantism or gigantism, one of the same thing, but ISM is the suffix for both, dwarfism also and gigantism also. Again, growth hormone decrease in childhood leads to a condition, dwarfism. Growth hormone increase in childhood leads to another condition, that is gigantism. But if this growth hormone becomes in large quantity or it is secreted in a increased way during the adulthood, it leads to a condition which is known as acromegaly. Very important for one mark. Many times they've asked in exam. What is acromegaly? It is the increased secretion of growth hormone during adulthood. Very important. That is acromegaly. It leads to a condition, acromegaly, in which there is a thickness of lips, your jawbone, that is mandible, even your hands and your nose, they become thickened actually. So when they become thickened during the adulthood, that condition is known as acromegaly. Okay, so this is one hormone, that is growth hormone. Second hormone is TSH. What is TSH? It is thyroid stimulating hormone. It stimulates your thyroid gland to secrete its secretion. What was the secretion of thyroid gland? Thyroxine. So thyroid stimulating hormone secretes, basically is responsible for the secretion of thyroxine with the help of thyroid gland. Okay. Third hormone is ACTH. What is ACTH? Adrenocorticotropic hormone. What is ACTH? Adrenocorticotropic hormone. So it stimulates the adrenal gland to secrete its secretion. And the fourth one is your, after ACTH, TSH and GH. Sometimes they ask the expanded form. So GH is growth hormone, TSH is thyroid stimulating hormone, and ACTH is adrenocorticotropic hormone. And the last one is gonadotrophic hormone. Gonadotrophic hormones, basically they will stimulate the gonads. And what were the gonads? Testes and ovaries. So they will stimulate testes and ovaries to secrete their secretions. How? By secreting three hormones. The first one is FSH, that is follicle stimulating hormone. Follicle stimulating, what are the follicles? The eggs and the sperms. So basically the follicle stimulating hormone, it stimulates the follicles, that is eggs in female and sperm in males. Okay. And the second is prolactin, PRL. Prolactin basically helps in the formation of milk. Prolactin helps in the formation of milk. And the third is LH. What is LH? Luteinizing hormone. So what is luteinizing hormone? Basically it acts on the gonads, that is the testes and ovaries, to secrete the male and female hormones. So male hormone was testosterone and female hormone estrogen and progesterone. LH, there is one more important function for LH. When LH becomes surge, we say it LH surge. When it reaches its climax, it helps in ovulation. What is ovulation? The release of ova, okay, from the ovary. So it is because of LH, there is a LH surge, it increases, it goes to its peak level, and there it helps in ovulation. So these are the hormones which are secreted by the anterior lobe of pituitary gland. Again, just recap, fast forward. First is growth hormone. Growth hormone, three conditions. Decrease in growth hormone leads to dwarfism. Increase leads to gigantism. Increase in adulthood leads to acromegaly. Second was your TSH, that is thyroid stimulating hormone, acts on thyroid gland to secrete what? Thyroxine. ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone, acts on adrenal gland to secrete its secretions. Okay, adrenal cortex, you know the hormones. And the last one is gonadotrophic hormone. And gonadotrophic hormone, how does it act? It acts by secreting three hormones. What were the three hormones? Follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, and prolactin. Okay. Second is the posterior lobe of pituitary. Posterior lobe of pituitary secretes two hormones. What are the two hormones? First is ADH, that is antidiuretic hormone. Again, antidiuretic hormone. Break the words and learn. And it is also known as vasopressin. Okay, so antidiuretic hormone or vasopressin, it basically helps in reabsorption of water. From where? From the kidney tubules. And it increases the blood pressure, or it elevates your blood pressure. So this is how it functions. The deficiency of this ADH leads to a condition which is known as water diabetes. And what is that water diabetes? It is known as diabetes insipidus. So deficiency of this ADH leads to a kind of diabetes. There are two types of diabetes in your syllabus. One is diabetes mellitus. I'll talk in my another gland, pancreas. And here it is water diabetes. Water diabetes is known as diabetes insipidus. Okay. And second hormone which is secreted is known as oxytocin. Oxytocin is also known as birth hormone. Very important, give reasoning. Why oxytocin is known as birth hormone? Because oxytocin increases your uterine contractions and basically alleviates the labor pains and helps in the procedure of the delivery. Okay, so basically it is a hormone which is responsible for the parturition, that is the birth of a child. So how does it work? It increases the uterine contractions of the pregnant mother. Very important. Increases the uterine contractions of the pregnant mother and helps in the labor pains and hence in the delivery of a child. And second important function for oxytocin is that it helps in milk ejection. See, milk ejection is done by oxytocin and milk formation is done by prolactin. So this is over. Again, a recap of posterior lobe. It just secretes two hormones. One is ADH. ADH is also known as vasopressin, and second is oxytocin. Oxytocin is also known as the birth hormone. Now let us write the dictation. There are so many difficult words here. So please, whenever you are reading pituitary gland, even pituitary, dictation is very important. Pituitary, many students, they write wrong. It is Pituitary. So first write the word pituitary only. Second, you write hypophyseal. This is a hypophyseal stalk. Basically, it hangs and present below the hypothalamus. So hypophyseal you write. Then you write hypophysis, another name of pituitary gland. Okay. Hypothalamus you write. Then dwarfism, gigantism, acromegaly. Very important words. All words are important. Dwarfism, gigantism, acromegaly. Okay. Then you write adrenocorticotropic hormone, right full. Thyroid stimulating hormone, right full. Okay. Gonadotrophic hormone, right? Testes, ovaries. Then follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, prolactin, prolactin, it's prolactin. Then you write vasopressin, antidiuretic hormone, oxytocin, also you write oxytocin. Okay, so these are few dictation words. All the words are important. And name the hormone secreted by the pituitary gland which controls the other gland, that is the tropic hormone. 1 mark made is very important. So now let us talk about the rapid fire. Smallest gland, pituitary gland. Pea-sized gland, pituitary gland. Another name of pituitary gland, hypophysis. Location of pituitary gland, very important. Okay, so please learn the location. Hangs, it is just a small projection, pea-sized gland, hangs from the base of midbrain below the hypothalamus. Very important location. Okay, why it is known as master's gland? Please learn the reasoning. Okay, then condition they can ask. Decrease in growth hormone during the childhood leads to a condition dash dwarfism. Increase during childhood, this growth hormone leads to a condition known as gigantism. Increase during the adult, that leads to another condition which is acromegaly. Very important. Then next, which is very important, is TSH. They can ask what is the function of TSH. It is thyroid stimulating hormone. So it stimulates your thyroid gland to secrete its secretion, that is thyroxine. What are tropic hormones? That is also important. Then what is the function of follicle stimulating hormone? Name a hormone which helps in formation of milk, prolactin. Name a hormone which is responsible for ejection of milk, that is oxytocin. Name a birth hormone, oxytocin. Okay, name a hormone whose deficiency leads to a condition which is known as diabetes insipidus. It is ADH, antidiuretic hormone or vasopressin. Again, there are so many more important things here. The expanded form. So write the expanded form of GH. What is the expanded form of GH? It is the growth hormone. Expanded form of TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone. FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. LH, luteinizing hormone. PRL, prolactin. ADH, antidiuretic hormone. So these are few expanded form and normally they ask these. Okay. So here I'll wind up my lecture. In my next video, I'll bring the last gland, that is the pancreas, and then I'll be over with this topic and I'll start my new topic. Okay. Thank you. Bye.